There we go. So good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Leap Online. And Happy New Year. So my name is Millie, and I set up the Leap with my husband. God, I think it's about 25 years ago. I don't like to kind of think to go down that line. It's like, my God, has it really gone that fast? What actually have I been doing for the last 25 years? Anyway, I'm still here, just about, with my snotty nose. Today, are you all here to talk about midlife? Yes?
Yes.
No? Okay, yes, 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 yes. Laura, are you here to talk about gap?
Hopefully under 18s, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah, under 18s.
I can
Okay.
go at the end.
No, 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 no. Laura, I'm going to talk about it. The whole thing will be relevant for us all because I'm going to talk about who we are, what we stand for, and our values, and how we go about putting that into an itinerary. And that covers all, whether we're a midlifer, a gapper, or an under 18er. So just hold fire, and then at the end, everybody can go, and then I'll go into detail with you about the under 18s.
Thank you.
Okay. So everybody else, you're all here about the midlifers. You're all looking out the window, and like myself, I'm thinking, thank God I'm going to Kenya in 2 weeks' time. Praise the Lord. Can't wait. The Leap started 25 years ago as a volunteering company. That is what we stand for. That is what we do. We send people out to volunteer and to make a difference. And it has evolved since before COVID. Sorry to talk about this, Matt, but you're with a window full of women. I hit the menopause, thought I was going mad, and then decided that I was going to go and do what the Gappers did. And before I knew it, I had a group of friends that said, "Oh, it sounds really fun. I want to come to Namibia and see what you all do there. So can we come with you?" And before I knew it, I had kind of 6 or 7 kind of crazy friends. We all went to Namibia. We all contributed. We lived in the desert. We went wild camping. We threw ourselves down the white water on the river, and we thought, "Oh my God, actually, this is really powerful for us midlifers. This is way more fun than just going on a retreat." Hence, the Midlife Leap was born. And that is now, a big, significant part of our business. What we aim to do is we take the Leap Champions team experiences. And I know for some that is kind of like, oh my God, really? Am I going to travel with people I've never met before? And it's like, hell yes, we all are, because it's really good for us. And yeah, it's really frightening, and I think, oh my God, in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to Kenya with a bunch of people I've never met. And even I get nervous about it, but as soon as you get to the airport and you meet everyone and you think, oh God, we're all as kind of crazy as each other, that's absolutely fantastic. And we get on with it. Before we know it, we're sharing life histories, gory stories, and all, and you're friends for life. And I know that sounds kind of a ridiculous thing to say, but there is something when you go and do big adventures, big experiences with people, it's a really bonding experience. So I love a team, and traveling in a team and doing and being challenged with a team is really reassuring and comforting. And I just know that the last time I've done the Peru expedition now several times, and on the last time, um, I'm there supposed to be the kind of fit, fantastic guide leader, cheering everybody on. And at 4,500 meters, I hadn't set up my tent properly, and everything got wet, and I was really miserable. And I have to admit, I woke up and had a little cry with my teammate and said, "I'm really not enjoying this." And the team's just like rallying, just like, "No, you've got this. It's gonna be fine. Look, I'll make you a cup of tea. You just sit there. Here's my dry clothes. You get up, you get on, and off you go." So it's really important, I think, when you're going on a challenge, to have other people around you to, in that kind of supporting role, because you never know when you're going to need each other. So in each trip, whichever country you go to, under interwoven into the kind of 10-12 day itinerary are elements of challenge, contribution, and what are the three C's? Challenge, contribution, and culture. So, and we can deliver these three things because our partners overseas are NGOs. They are projects. They're not a tour operator with a shiny white bus and a sign going, "Hello, I'm G, not G Adventures. I'm, you know, TUI online overseas." That is not what we do. You will be, met at the airport by, Des and Tilda in Kenya who run Oceans Alive, Sam in Peru who runs the Andean Alliance. So these are all amazing people that have given up their lives and are living in extraordinary, glorious places, making a difference, doing community conservation projects. And through them and their local contacts, you will get involved in their project. But in addition, they show you their world. So, and it's down to the kind of the people you meet, the cafes you go to. It's like it's like a friend coming over to your village, your town, and you're showing them the best cafes. It's really local, simple, welcoming. It's good, heartfelt stuff. So that is that's how it works. So out of the midlifers, which ones? Because I want to kind of give an example of a couple of the countries. So out of the ones, so if I go Kenya, anyone interested in that one? Matt, you are? No. Peru, the big challenge. No. Colombia. Right, Amanda got you there. What are the other ones? Sri Lanka?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, okay, you're liking the Sri Lanka one. Okay. And I'm also going to talk to those Sri Lanka and India. We're about to launch a new India one, which is really exciting. So, okie dokie. So, let's start with Sri Lanka then. Sri Lanka is run by a fantastic, great friends of mine called Charlie and Richard Pembroke. And they're those kind of annoying couple that, you kind of meet them sometimes. And, this is through COVID. Before COVID, they said, "Oh, we're going to move to Sri Lanka." It's just like, "Oh, great, great, good for you. And what are you going to do there?" And through COVID, while I was, Guy and I were trying to kind of save the business, oh no, they were building a house in Sri Lanka, online. And then they kind of moved, and Charlie being Charlie, who can't sit still, they moved out there, and she has set up a women's empowerment center down in the south. And the women's empowerment center it's just literally gone from strength to strength. The first day they opened it, they thought they were going to have one or two people that would be interested, and they opened their doors and they looked down the road and they were just like, 50 women wanting to skill up. And it's interesting, Sri Lanka, as you all know, you've all seen the pictures. It's kind of glorious holiday destination, and it is. It is absolutely beautiful. But there's culturally, it's so fascinating in that it's a melting pot of religions, and with its dynamic history, but fundamentally, whatever the religion, the men completely dominate the finances in the house, even though the women do, all the kind of the jobbing. So the women haven't historically been allowed really to skill up and get the jobs. And now, I think since COVID, it's really the doors have opened up. And so they now can get jobs. It's okay culturally for them to work in tourism, work in the bars, work in the restaurants, work in the villas. But of course, they don't have the skills. And that's what Charlie has set up. So they're learning to speak English, simple English, just so that if they did get a job, working in a bar or a restaurant, they could take an order. They're learning to cook. So if they got a job in a private villa, they could cook. If there's a grumpy teenager, they could cook Western food. They could cook, eggs and bacon for breakfast. Simple things like that. And that kind of skilling up is It is so basic, yet it is so important, and it is life-changing for them. So that's what our midlifers do. So on on any of the Sri Lanka midlife trips, you go out, you go live with Charlie and Richard into Candle Lodge, which is their gorgeous home that they've built. It's 10 minutes directly up a hill from the beach. And you start your days doing kind of morning yoga, and it's, oh God, the views over the paddy fields. Then you go down to the Women's Empowerment Centre and you help skill them up. And at the same time, you're meeting all the kids. It's you can imagine, it's just full on. You pop back for lunch, then you go down again. It's really, really busy. In the evenings, you can go out to Gaul, go down to the beach, surf and hang out. But fundamentally, the 4 or 5 days you're there at Takanda, that's what you're doing. And then afterwards, Richard takes you off inland to the Central Highlands, where it's a complete contrast. It's kind of, this is the mountains, the tea regions, the waterfalls, and you go hiking there for a couple of days. And then you come home, and that's it. Quite a few people typically do add on a few days afterwards and don't want it to finish there, and maybe go back to Gaul or somewhere at the beach and just kind of hang out for a few days. So we can help coordinate all of that. But that's in essence what you do. And it's really fun. When people say, "Oh God, is it volunteering? Is it kind of roll up your sleeves and get your hands mucky?" Yeah, it is. It is roll up your sleeves. It is hard. It is really sweaty work. And you're looking at each other thinking, Jesus, should we not be on a sun lounger? Am I not too old for this? But it's through the act of getting mucky together and building and doing something side by side that that's when the kind of the humor is huge, the bonding, and at the end of the day, you look back and go, "Hey, look at that. We did that. I feel really proud of that. That's really awesome." So that's Sri Lanka. Matt, what was the country you wanted? Kenya. Yeah, Kenya. So Laura, this is important for you too, because this is you do exactly the same things on the
Same
under
place.
18s. Yeah.
Yep.
So Kenya is run by Desintilda Bowdon, who set up Oceans Alive. And Oceans Alive is a pioneering marine conservation project. And it is sponsored now by Canon, King Charles himself, loads of schools that I have kind of partnered up with them. It is an amazing, and they go all around the world now, talking about how they have brought about significant change in the ocean through the power of the community. So Des and Tilda, they're Kenyan born and bred. They've been going to the beach since they were kids, and they've seen the reef literally die. So they kind of said, right, okay, we're going to take over this particular beach, this particular area of reef, and we're going to see if we can turn it around. And wow, oh my God, have they turned it around? You kind of see, people kind of scuba diving in Egypt, and you think, oh God, this colorful coral and all the kind of, the fish and Nemo and all of that. It actually is there. It's not in Egypt. It's in Kenya in this conservation area. It is absolutely thriving, hubbing. And they have built that. And they do that by underwater gardening. You literally collect little broken bits of coral. You stick it onto little plugs. You put them in these underwater grids, underwater beds. They grow. When they get to a certain kind of a fist size, they outplant them onto a kind of quirky structure that is submerged. And before they know it, this whole coral beds are kind of growing, bringing the fish back, da 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 da. But the only way they can do that is to get the fishermen out of the water for 6 months of the year. And the only way they can persuade the fishermen to do that is by helping the fishermen find other sources of income and food. And so all our volunteers that go throughout the year, whether they're midlife gap, under 18s, are helping build all these wonderful fishing villages, the wonderful families in there. They're building them perma gardens, so you get these cement sacks and you chuck them full of kind of manure and waste, and they're now growing fruit and vegetables, and it's all very abundant. And we build them little cookers, so if they do get a fish, then they can now got these eco-efficient, heat-efficient cookers, Chico stoves, so they can fry a fish, so it lasts 4 days as opposed to going off overnight. Simple things like that. So you're right in the heart of the community. You spend your day in the water and in the community. So it's really exciting to see, all the change that they have built. But at the same time, interwoven in that, you're going on the downs, you're going on safari, you've got sundowners in glorious spots. It's the adventure and the kind of joy is all, interwoven into the mucky business of volunteering. Um, any questions so far? I really am rambling. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee.
Sounds really good.
Good. What other countries do you fancy hearing about? Or
Was
where do you
there
think you, what
Costa Rica?
is that, Susanna?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Costa Rica. Ooh, that heads off in a few weeks' time. The Costa Rica one, well, the Central and South America, Costa Rica is all about the environment.
Yeah.
So it is, people will say, why, well, would I choose Colombia or Costa Rica? And Costa Rica is all about, there isn't a bean of culture in Costa Rica. Not a bean. Honestly, I don't understand it. There isn't an interesting, beautiful building inside. They're all got tin roofs and painted green with toucans on the inside. So you're not going for anything architecturally beautiful, but you are going for the waterfalls, the volcanoes, the cloud forests, the Pacific beaches. Um, you've got, it's an environmental kind of blast on the senses, and we take you from the volcanoes to the cloud forest down to the Pacific beaches, doing the turtle conservation so that we take you on a little kind of loop so that you can see all these contrasting environments. And what I do find really interesting there is that everybody in Costa Rica is about the environment. It's all about save the environment, protect their environment, down to we've worked now, I've 20 odd years in Costa Rica, in Santa Teresa, which is like the kind of Ibiza area of Costa Rica. It's uber cool. It's very frightening. Everybody kind of strutting around with surfboards under their arm and, yoga mats balanced on their heads. It's that type of vibe. But everywhere you go, if you're just having a kind of cocktail on one of the kind of beach bars, it's all about recycling. There's no litter on the beaches. People are out there every day cleaning these beaches, and that is a real effort because of the Pacific literally throws rubbish up onto those beaches every single day. So everybody, all the community are involved in protecting their environment and keeping it, tip top. It's not about fast tourism at all. It's all about eco lodges, eco this, eco that.
Yeah.
So that's really nice. Whereas Colombia, complete contrast. Colombia is all about that kind of culture, the vibrancy, the buildings, the music. It's just kind of the food. It's just fabulous. It's noisy salsa. It's a completely different beast. So when are you all thinking? Are you wanting to kind of go now? Are you kind of sitting there with bags packed, thinking, God, I need to escape this weather? Are you where are you at?
Just
I'm
planning at the
probably
moment, looking at this and possibly a sailing holiday later in the year. So it's trying to get 2 holidays in, but just started looking.
Okay, lovely, lovely. Okay, so we have got an Indian project which should be out on their website. Should have been this week, but everyone's been ill. It will probably be next week. And that's going down to southern India to Kerala. So if anybody's thinking, oh, I've always wanted to go to the Kerala, to the backwaters, then this might that just wait and have a look at that, because that we are planning, it's going to be about a 12-day trip. We're going down to Kochi, which is the old fort town, to stay there. Again, working with women's empowerment through our contact Riddhi, our partner there. Then we're going inland to the tea plantation. It's very similar to Sri Lanka. It's just longer. Going into the tea plantations for trekking. Then we're going down to the backwaters overnight. Then we're going ending on the beach for 2 days. So it's a longer experience.
So I've just got a question. So obviously I think I'm the only man on here. So the trips that are to do with the women's empowerment, how would that be a problem, having a man on that tour?
No, I mean, Matt, if you're interested in the Kenya, it's totally irrelevant, because it's all there's no women's empowerment there. That's all
No,
about.
but I'm also interested in, Kenya was the one that sprang out to me, but from what you said, I'm interested in some of the others as well. So
Yeah. It wouldn't make a jot of difference. It really wouldn't, because it's the women aren't they don't mind who is teaching them, as long as they're learning the skills.
okay.
And they're interested in all sorts of skills. And before we go, we always have a Zoom chat with the team saying, what are your skills? And it's amazing that, some people kind of come out and say, I'm a dentist. It's like, oh my God, we could really use that. And then before you know it, you've got a queue of kids waking up, waiting to get the teeth checked. So it's skilling up, and anything from computer skills to building skills to soft skills, such as teaching them English, cookery skills, all of that is all taken into consideration. They're hungry to learn, so we impart whatever we can. And also, Matt, I know, we are open to men coming on our trips. And I'd like to persuade you to come to Peru in October, because we've got Big Bad Bill, and he's the only man that's going on the Peru trip in September. No, it's in October.
Yeah, I mean, might be interested in Peru as well. I'm not really too fixed on where I'm going yet. I'm just looking for something, hopefully this year.
Something a bit different. Is that, I suppose, is that what kind of spark, is that why we're all here? Because actually it caught your eye and you thought, actually, I could do something different from a retreat or from a normal holiday. That's why I hope you're here.
Yeah.
And it's a really interesting, it's not an easy thing to kind of sell, because people think, really, is that, well, I could go on a TUI holiday and they take me to a place and we go cooking for the day, and it's like, yeah, that's wonderful, that is, and I love all of that, that's all brilliant, but this, it is very, very different, in that you are going not undercover, but you're really going to meet the local people. You are not going as a tourist. That is, you will not feel touristy whatsoever. You will feel like you're really part of the community. In Kenya, for example, I mean, my husband's from Kenya and we go there a lot, but you can't just walk into local villages and just say, hi, I'm going to lend a hand. Anybody want a new cooker? You just can't do that. And to be welcomed in, and what the thing I love most about the Kenya program is we get invited to go to their church service on a Sunday. And oh my God, if they had church services like that here, honestly, the churches would be full. they are singing and dancing, and you're invited in, and that is such a privilege. For me, that is a real privilege. And there's the kids, they just absolutely love it. They love sharing the very, very little stuff they have. They will share it. So it's very humbling. It's very you come back just thinking, okay, I am very lucky, as you pour yourself a bath, run yourself a bath, and hot water just appears. Simple things like that. It's a reminder. Any other questions?
Which is your favorite?
Oh, well, I love Peru because Peru, the Sacred Valley, is a very special place. I'm not, kind of holistic and weird and wonderful, I can have a tendency to do that. But the Sacred Valley, there's something really magical about it, and the Peruvians, and the challenge of going completely off grid in those high mountains.
Do you go to Machu Picchu?
You do go to Machu Picchu.
Is that part of it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of it. But Machu Picchu, it's just the full stop at the end.
Yeah.
Where we take you, yes, it's hard, on a 4-day trek, completely off grid, and you're coming across high Andean communities which are still surviving off potatoes, existing at 4,500 meters. And you're just like, oh my God, it just takes your breath away. And you're just like, oh my God, this is. And there is a rush because the mountains that we go into, which is, we can go there because Ruben, who's one of the guides, he used to live in the Laras Valley. So he knows it really, really well. He's the type of kid that used to run 50 minutes every day down the valley, over hills and dales to get to school every day and back. So he knows those mountains intimately. So through him, he takes us off grid, and we camp up outside villages that he's known all his life. But there's a real rush on because I was there last year, and he said they're building a road. And it's like, oh no, everything, nothing stays the same forever. And I suppose that's great. That's great for them, for the villages, to have a road and better connections, da 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 da. But for the authenticity, for just being remoteness, just being able to find somewhere so off grid in this world, that's really special.
That sounds fabulous.
So there was a question. When does the Sri Lanka
popped up
one
at
go? Yeah, the Sri Lanka one goes in, I think it's November. The India one is going to go in November as well. So they're going to be, side by side. And then the India one and Sri Lanka go in the January and February. I haven't got the dates for Sri Lanka 2027 yet. Not the dates. I haven't got the dates for Sri Lanka 27 or the prices, but the India ones will be up next week.
All the dates on the website?
Yes. Yeah, they are. But the Kenya one, which goes in March, that's got a few spaces left if anybody is interested in escaping this winter. Okay, so all good. Any other questions?
I've got questions about the under 18s, but I don't want to waste people's time.
Well, hold on then, Laura. So everyone else, are you feeling, how are you feeling? Are you feeling, ooh, okay, let's do this? Or are you thinking, too much, too little? Tell me straight. Tell me how I've done. Marks out of 10.
I think it sounds really interesting. I'm surprised that the trips aren't a bit longer, actually, if you were going to be doing real volunteering to make a real difference. What's the reason for your duration that you pick?
Is that because most people can't, leave home for longer than 2 weeks. that's the kind of the real reason. And in 2 weeks, you know, we don't need volunteers there all day, every day, making the difference, because we have rolling volunteers going. So where you leave, the next lot pick up, whether they're gap, midlifers, under 18s. So it's a cyclic, you know, it just happens naturally. And you know, when you're traveling in a team, you know, it's very intense. And for me, the optimum time is 2 weeks. You're all exhausted at the end. Let me tell you. Well, you're exhausted, but in a good way. But you know, they're full on. You know, they are adventures.
And I mean, I'm very fit and healthy, so I'm not particularly concerned about this. But what do you do about sort of safety, medical emergencies, that kind of thing? Because some of these places are obviously, as you say, off the beaten track, or maybe quite a long way from medical, kind of good quality medical help. So what happens if somebody gets injured and needs medical help?
Yeah. No, great question. In all of our programs, okay, apart from Peru, you are never far away from a clinic, a hospital, you know, and it gets scaled up. So there's a risk assessment for every location, what is available. So, for example, in Kenya, you know, if you were to get injured, the first port of call would be the Vipingo Clinic. Let me tell you, they're open 24/7, and they are awesome. Honestly, if you're to get ill, you'd be so lucky to get ill there. They are fantastic. If you were to be properly, you know, injured, like you broke a leg or something, then we would ambulance you down to Mombasa. If they couldn't do what was required, you'd be airlifted to Nairobi, then down to Cape Town. So we have a risk assessment kind of jumping on kind of level of urgency. So that's all squared away. The only place where there is a proper risk assessment, you know, a wilderness risk assessment, which is very different, is in Peru, when you're on that trek. And we, you know, so Ruben and his team are wilderness first aid trained, so they would know how to, you know, get you kind of safe, stabilized, and then, you know, there would be calls made. There are roads around to get cars up, get you off the mountain, etc. So there are systems in place, but that would be the hardest and most difficult to you know, to manage.
Thank you.
All good
Yeah.
in the little hood.
Thank you very much. I have to run now, but that's been really helpful, Millie. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, lovely to meet you. So are you all following us on Instagram?
I think so.
No. Are you on Instagram?
Yes.
Okay, great. Go to theleap.travel, because that is where you get hot off the, you know, that's where we're busy. We're much busier there than on Facebook. And so if there are alerts like 2 places left or needed, that's where you're going to hear about it first. Okay. And, you know, just as an example, so with the midlifers, in the Kenya midlifer that I'm taking in 2 weeks' time, out of the 10 people, 7 of them are repeat midlifers. So it's what we kind of have found is that, you know, Dee Dee, for example, she's on her 4th midlifer now. And, you know, the problem we've got there is, Dee Dee, you've just got to slow down, because, you know, okay, we've got India coming up, but, you know, you're going to have gone to all the other places. So people, when you take the leap and kind of join your first one, what tends to happen is that you join the Leap family, and before you know it, you're whisked off here, there, and everywhere, and your teammates, the WhatsApp chat never stops, and it's just like, okay, this is what's happened in Costa Rica with Dee Dee. She says, I'm going to go to Costa Rica, and then her lot from Sri Lanka said, oh, okay, I'll come and do that too, and it snowballs, which is a really lovely thing. So feedback is honest. Sorry.
When is the Costa Rica trip?
That is going at the end of this month. And then the next one is next year, is 27.
Oh, right. Okay.
And Millie, what proportion of people are traveling on their own? Is that a high proportion, or are they groups or friends, or how does that work?
On their own.
Okay.
They're on their own. And it is the scariest things I said earlier. I get it. It's that kind of like, oh my God, am I really? And your friends will think you're mad. They'll go, really? You're going traveling with 10 people you've never met before for 2 weeks? You're like, yeah, I know, it sounds insane, doesn't it? And it is insane. But it works. It's really fun.
That's where the growth happens.
Yeah, it's really fun. I kind of, before I kind of, I'm packing my bags thinking, God, okay, I've got to, what will people think? I'm slightly odd, blah, blah, blah. And I snore. What happens if I go wandering around at night? Oh God, we all think the same things. We're all batty together. And it works. It does work. We got to be a team.
How does the accommodation work then? Is that like single occupancy, or it's different for every place?
It's different in every place. Like in Costa Rica, it's sold as a twin room. And then 4 people have nagged me and just like, Millie, I'm so worried, I snore. So in a couple of the places I've managed to get them a single occupancy room. But you just got to embrace it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Well, I'm going to have to run, but thank you so much for your time.
It's a pleasure. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Everyone else happy? Laura, you stay on.
I just need to look online and see where I want to go.
Well, I look forward to seeing you.
Thanks very much.
All right. Lovely to meet you.
Sorry, could I just clarify? Did you say Kenya was in March?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. I should go now. Thank you very much.
Bye, Matt.
Quick question, Millie. Do you go on all of the trips?
Sadly not. I used to. And then I got told off by the team that I was spending too much time away, not enough time in the office. So I go on the first of every new trip. And then I go if I'm needed, but I'm not needed, even though I like to think I am. I'm definitely not, because our guides actually on the ground, that they do all the magic.
Okay. Thank you.
Pleasure. Lovely to meet you. You've got flowers, Claire, in your house. You've got tulips and flowers. What's happened?
It's nearly spring.
God,
isn't it?
Yeah, that's called self-love, isn't it? That's called January, not going to be beaten.
I love my flowers.
Oh, that is so gorgeous. I love that. Okay, I'm going to go to Tesco's today and buy myself some. Cheer my nosy self up. Anyway, lovely to meet you.
Yeah, hope to get onto the website and have a look at something for later in the year. It's a big, I need to do something on my own. I'm a grandmum now and grown-up kids, and kind of a bit lost as to I need to do something just for me. So, and the girls are all very supportive. So
you will love it.
You have to be brave. We've traveled a lot, but not on my own.
Oh my God, we will scoop you up. Oh, you will be so scooped. Go to Kenya in March. That's a big that you'll be scooped up.
Okay. Thank you very much.
That's my pleasure. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Suzanne, you look so familiar. Have we met before?
Don't think so.
Honestly, you look so familiar. Don't know why.
No,
Anyway.
I mean, I'm at the same stage as the other lady. I got divorced just over a year ago, and I've done a full house refurb. And it's right. This year is my year. I need to get out. I need to do something. So I went back to dancing last night and was doing my Latin and ballroom dancing. And it's right. Holidays, the next thing I need to organise. I do like the sound of Kenya as well. I have been to Costa Rica before and absolutely loved it.
Okay, well, you're not going back. No,
I don't normally go back to the same place twice at all. My first solo holiday last year was Skiathos. And there was groups that we could meet up with in the evening and what have you. But I don't want to just sit on a beach. I don't want to sit round a pool in a hotel by myself. It's nice to do something like what you're selling, that you're meeting other people. You're actually making a difference to people as well.
You're not going back to Costa Rica because that would be a waste. That's a waste of the world.
It's not, because my ex was not very adventurous.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
And we went to, 5-star hotels and things like that. Whereas I want to get more involved, see more of the scenery, and see that side of it. I mean, Monteverde was lovely. Went to Hayco Beach, and San Miguel. Is it San Antonio?
Yeah.
But it was all in nice hotels. He would never slum it. I sail, so I'm used to small spaces. He could never do that. He'd never camp. He'd never do anything like that. So this is my time to do possibly some of the countries again, but in a different way.
Well, my favorite countries are for the project, where if I was to start, I would start in India, Sri Lanka, Kenya, and then build up towards the big challenge of Peru.
Right.
That's how I would start. The Colombia one is fabulous.
When's the Colombia trip?
Well, we're hoping to get the trip in February next month if you want to be wild and crazy.
Okay. What's the community work that you do in Colombia?
Oh, that's working for Katia, who's simply driving me mad at the moment, but she's heaven. She's got a business where she gets all the local ladies to come in and they make leather goods.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right.
And so you experience making your own bag. And what the group did just before Christmas is they all took out, because my problem with Katia is just like, actually, we were there 6 months earlier. It was like, Katia, these bags are wonderful, but they're actually not that practical. I've never used it. So look, could you take out shapes of bags which are useful and help the ladies reshape so that they, up their sales? And these are ladies that were, rural ladies from Barachara that come in, and they, again, upskilling them so that they don't have to accept their fate of just becoming just doing cleaning in a hotel. So it's much more creative. I really wanted to import these bags, but we're having a real issue with DHL. So that's not looking like that's ever going to happen. But, just for the, Barachara, where you go, place one, which is, this kind of beautiful colonial town tucked away in the middle of the nowhere. It's full of very glamorous people that go there for 6 months a year. So,
right.
The restaurants, the food, oh God, it's just delicious. So you could.
That sounds quite nice, because I'm quite creative. I sew quite a bit, and I do woodwork as well. So that side sounds quite nice, actually. To see them and to work with them doing.
Do you want to join my Zoom next week?
Yes. What day is that?
Laura, I know you're it's Colombia.
It's okay, don't worry.
9:30 on Tuesday morning.
That's fine. Yes, I will do, please.
Okay. I will have your email, won't I? I know I
Yes.
will. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your surname, Susanna?
It's Suzanne. I'm otherwise known as Sue, as long as I don't get called Susan. Surname is Sawford, SAW.
Oh, yes.
FORD.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely got it. Yeah.
That'd be lovely. Thanks,
I'll
Lily.
invite you to that. Then come and meet the team, and you never know. You could be in Colombia in February, and we're going to ignore Trump.
Don't even go there on that one, please.
He's not going to ruin our fun. That's
No,
that's anyway, so I feel happy about that.
that's lovely. I'll look forward to that next week. Thanks, Millie.
Okay, lovely. Have a lovely
Bye.
day. Bye.
And you. Bye.
Right, Laura. Hello.
So, yes. So I have a daughter, Freya, who's in year 10 at the minute.
What's your turn? What's your turn?
So
Age?
she's a 1st of September birthday, so she's old for her year. So she's 16 in September. So she's looking for 2027.
Okay.
So she'll be almost 17 by the time she would want to do it after GCSEs, basically. And she's desperate to go traveling. And obviously, I'm a worried mother that's thinking, oh gosh, please don't go off and something terrible happens. So we've been looking around for companies like yours that will take her as in a group, and you know that there's someone there and they're sort of semi looked after, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Good on her. I love that spirit.
Yes. And I don't want to squash it, but equally I want to feel okay that I can leave her at whichever airport and think she will come home again.
Yeah, and she will. And she will. So, okay, so it's not this summer, it's 2027 summer.
Yeah. So she
Why not
obviously you've
this
got the
summer?
Kenya trip up. We've got stuff on, and she's saving up herself and working to
Oh,
raise the money, and um she wants it to be like a celebration of finishing GCSEs and it being able to go on holiday. You know, they'll finish what in June, so she could go early July while school's still running for everybody else. Um, and possibly with a friend as well.
heaven. Okay. So she sounds awesome.
Yeah,
She
she
sounds
is.
just my girl. So what would you like to know?
Well, so first question was, do you just do Kenya for that age group, or
Yeah,
are there any other ones? Yeah, so
just
stick
do
with
Kenya.
Kenya. Yeah.
The reason I do it with Kenya is that they're contained, if that
Yes.
makes any sense. So in Kenya, they all live, they fly into Mombasa, then you drive up an hour and a half to the beach, to
Okay.
Vipingo, which is a sleepy little town. And in fact, it's not really a town. It's just a
The
place.
village.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of a place on the map. And we've taken over an old hotel there. So it's secure, it's right on the beach, it can take up to kind of 25 people. It's safe. They can't disappear off. There's nowhere for them to escape,
Yes.
And I can't have you could get some idiot, what
Yeah.
teenagers are like,
Yeah, for
wanting to
sure.
go off and squirrel off and get drunk and things like that. I'm not interested in that. So
Yeah.
it's it's a gentle place. In the evenings, they have supper, there's bonfire on the beach, they play cards. It's that type of vibe.
Yeah, which is what she loves. So yeah, that's perfect for her.
It's no
So
hedonistic.
yeah, in the town going
Nope,
crazy.
nope, 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 no,
She
no.
wants the beach and she's an amazing swimmer. She loves all that stuff. Sorry, my husband's clattering around in the background. Um, so yeah, the whole ocean part of it really appeals to her as well. So where do I think I'm right in understanding that the flights all get booked, so they all fly together through
Yeah.
Trailfinders, is that right?
Yes,
Where does it typically depart from?
Heathrow.
Heathrow. And then is that direct to Mombasa or?
Sadly not.
Yes,
So
that's what I
there's
think.
there's two ways in, and the route that we usually take is with Air Ethiopia.
Okay.
So they go London, Addis, which is in Ethiopia, change planes, and then drop down to Mombasa overnight. It's so easy.
Okay. So
And
they
it's
they don't
avoiding.
stop in Addis, they just
No,
wait in the airport and
yeah,
then get the next flight.
yeah, 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 yeah. So it's
Okay.
really easy. And there's always guides. Like I'm taking the 1st July trip this year. There's a kind of the guides, like me, I'm like
Yeah.
like chaperone. So it's
Yes.
on a ratio of 1 adult to 12 kids for the airport.
Yeah.
But as soon as we land in Kenya,
Yeah.
there's 2 adults per 10 kids.
Okay.
Actually, it's 2 adults. It's because there's 3 members of staff out there. Janet, Juma, and Joseph, the 3 J's. And then there's masses of staff, but those are the three. Each group gets divided, each big team gets divided into 3 teams, and then it's all highly competitive between them all and what they're doing, and they
Right.
all live together and everything, and
Yeah.
it's just a bit of fun. But there's
Yes.
staff, then the adult to kid
know.
ratio increases.
And they know who they're with, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then what else? And you can get the specialist travel insurance through, is it Campbell Irvine?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what we do is people book on and pay their £200 deposit, secures
Yeah.
the place, you're in. Okay?
Yeah.
You're dead. You're in there. You can't book flights until 11 months before you go.
Yes.
So you just got to sit tight
And wait, yeah.
and wait until August this year.
Yes.
Or maybe later. It all
Yeah.
depends on whether we've got, we've got minimum numbers of 10, and then we don't usually get people book now. People are booking now. It's just kind of weird. The under 18s is really, really.
There's not a lot for them out there, though, I don't think.
There isn't, and it all happened by accident about 3 years ago. That
Right.
started this under 18 program, and it's like, oh my God, it's like, right, there is a big.
It's all for post A levels, really.
Yeah.
So
And
it's great.
And what we do now is you can add on the international volunteering diploma.
Yes, she was interested in that.
And that's really good and very relevant for this generation coming through because of the new UCAS form.
Yeah.
So
and you start that before you go, and then
yeah. So I wouldn't start it until, we wouldn't give you logins until a year before you go.
Okay.
And most people start at 6 months before they go, so that it's all fresh and they know what they're doing, and then they wait for the Kenya, they fill in that bit, and then they do the reflective bit when they come in. Job done.
How much work is it overall?
Well, some people, you're talking about a daughter, she'll nail it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Organized. Yeah.
If you sit down and you're organized, you can nail it. I think it's 5 or 6 modules. Each module should take 5 or 6 hours.
Okay.
You can rattle through it if you're
organized. Yeah, fine. And then in terms of spending money and things, how does that
say so going back, so 11 months before you go, we will then send flights. We lead you through it. The flights, the insurance. I want everybody to get the flying doctor's insurance, which is about $10. So we give you all that information, what to pack, what injections to have, how to get your visa. You're led through it.
Okay.
So you just have to trust when we're ready to start, you will get
it'll all become.
Yeah.
And are there any risks? I mean, there's always risks, but I don't know Kenya at all. Is there any risk for them traveling around?
Yeah, there are always risks. In Kenya, the biggest risks I think are twofold. One is roads, traveling on roads. So that's why our flights always arrive in the daytime.
Okay.
So they're traveling on the busy roads in daylight. That's one of my bugbears. From a health and safety point of view, the risks are malaria.
Yeah.
But to counteract that, you've got Vipingo Clinic, who are absolutely fantastic. Do an instantaneous blood test, instantaneously get the drugs, job done. If you're going to get malaria, you want to get it and know you've got it there and then.
Yeah.
But in my whole time of working in Kenya for 20 years, I think we've had 2 cases of malaria.
Okay.
So the risk is low.
Yeah.
And we tell you about you've got to take anti-malaria pills, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And the lowly cut. But with the under 18s, we're mothering them.
Yes, they
We're
are.
all over. So
They've got that support, and that's the bit that I feel better knowing
yeah,
that
yeah,
that's
yeah.
there.
So we are there in the capacity of, right, anybody got any cuts? 'Cause
Yeah,
when they're playing with the coral, if they get
yeah,
nicks, we're on it. You've got the
yeah,
iodine on it, you've got the whatever is required is
yes,
in it, so they don't sit and fester, which a lot of the GAP students, are complete idiots.
yeah. I mean, yeah, especially the boys. Am I allowed to say?
I mean, that's why I have no worries about, if you were
Yeah,
talking
Freya will
to
be
mum,
fine.
we would
She'll
be
be
having a
helpful,
very
actually.
different conversation, because they are
Yes,
complete and utter idiots. So, and I'm a mother of boys, so I know that firsthand.
you're allowed to say it.
Yeah.
And then how many roughly in a room share together then? Is it 2 or 3 people?
Yeah, 3 to 4 on the
3 to
under
4.
18s. It all depends on the size of the rooms. You've got various rooms of rondavels of different sizes. Some have got bunk beds in, 2 bunk beds. Some have just got 2 twin beds. They're all different.
Yeah, fine.
But
And
if she was
she's up for all that, that's
if
fine.
she was going with a friend, we'd make sure that they're together.
Yeah,
But most people don't go with a friend, and
yeah.
so it's easy peasy.
I think, was that the last? Just scribbling. Are there any more pictures of the house itself? I think I've seen a couple on the website.
Yes, I tell you what I'm going to do when I do have some photos of the house, but you've got to take it with a pinch of salt, because every time I like to sell it as a 3-star to the kids.
Yeah, I mean,
3-star
she wants immersion. She's not looking for like a
fancy.
plush fancy family
No.
holiday.
So the
She wants
photos,
to live.
yeah,
But I think for Freya, it's good if she knows where she's going, because then she's ready. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Expectations are set and she's not
Yeah.
dreamt it into
When
something
I
it's
am
not.
there, I'm going in 2 weeks' time. I'm going to take a walk
Oh,
around
that would be
video
amazing.
of the place. I
Oh, that
do
would be
have some
fantastic.
photos, but nothing really sets it. Everybody says we undersell it, and when they get there, they're like, oh,
Yeah.
and
You're
and
right. A
they,
video would be good actually, because it's hard with photos to kind of get a sense of perception, isn't it?
yeah.
Okay. I think that was everything. Yeah, it just for me, when you're booking these things online, having this contact's super helpful, because you think, oh,
Oh
there are
God,
real
yeah.
people,
Oh yeah, we are real people.
not just,
Yeah.
so much
So
stuff online now. You think, oh God.
we are a really small team, so you will get to know us all. There's me in the UK. There's
Yeah,
me, Zoe, who is, I can't live without her. She is my wing woman. She does everything. You,
yeah,
if you're in her email thread, you're safe. Okay,
yeah.
and then there's Harry, who does a lot of the guiding of the teams. He's fabulous. And then there's Kerry in the background that does all the marketing.
Okay.
So it's Harry, Zoe, and me that you will be
Dealing with, yeah,
dealing with, and then we hand you over. So we are really hands-on.
yeah,
Yeah, you'll get 101 emails from us, and there'll be lots of Zooms and WhatsApps, but we're talking 2027. So
yeah.
your activity with us will not start
No,
until 8, 9, 10,
11
11 months before you're going.
Yeah,
So you've just got to book on, sit
yeah,
tight,
and wait.
and wait.
Yeah,
Okay?
that's fine. Yeah.
Silence is golden.
And
And
I think that was the thing for Freya. She wanted to know she could go somewhere. So I was like, well, let's try and find out what that would be, because we knew it was still a long way away, because then she'll relax and not bother me about it.
yeah.
Whereas if she's like, but where are you going to let me go to?
Yeah. That's 200 quid done. Be quiet. You're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
We're
also,
good.
Laura, get her to follow us on
Yes,
Instagram,
I will. And I've just followed you. Yeah.
because she will then see a lot of the gappers are out
This
there
year.
now.
Yeah.
The under 18s this summer. So
Yeah.
she'll I'm going out there, and we all do the same thing.
Yeah. Brilliant. No, it sounds absolutely perfect. So I'm glad that we found you.
Oh, and how
So,
did
yeah.
you find us?
Well, actually, I used ChatGPT in the end to try and
No.
explain that, it's under 18 sort of because a lot of the companies that I've looked at, they want you to be 18, and that's not, she wants to go earlier than that.
Yeah.
And lots of companies don't want to maybe take the risk of that age group, which is understandable. So yeah, when I sent her a message, I think I found it. I found the one.
Yeah,
So she was
finally.
super excited. Yeah.
And where
So
are
I
you
think
based? Where's home for you?
we're in the Cotswolds.
Oh, literally up the road.
Oh, so there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're in Marlborough.
Okay. Yeah, we're sort of Bolton on the Water way. I don't know if you know.
Oh, you're in the
Stow on the
beautiful.
Wold. Yeah.
Oh God, you're in Luxland.
Yeah.
You
So
really
yeah.
are. So where's she at
So
school?
at the Cotswold School in Bolton on the Water.
Okay. Because if you talk to the school and she wants to get other people from the school, if you
Yeah, well,
want
that I did
Harry,
think that.
if you want Harry or me to come and do a talk to the kids about it, really happy to do that.
Yeah, okay. I'll get her to tell her tutor, because that was the other thing I said to her. If there's other, friends at school, I don't know whether that helps you to put on another session or not, really, because you probably can only do so many trips, can't you?
Well, we can. So we've got Renkham School. You know Renkham School?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they wanted to do a school trip, but they're a tiny school. So I said, okay, well, we've got 12 of them going, and then I'm going with them with 10 people, 10 under 18s from all over the place,
So just mixed in, yeah.
just mixed in. So school, if they're a tiny school, they can, and they want to supply a teacher, they can. But if they want to just champion it as a wonderful opportunity, then we work both ways.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. I'll get Freya on that. She'll be good at that.
Oh, we love a Freya.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, that's super helpful. Really appreciate the extra time there, just hanging on.
Well, thanks for listening in to all the midlife stuff before.
Well, no, I want to go now. Never mind Freya.
Yeah, well, there you go. Lovely. Well, listen, Laura, lovely to meet you. So when I
too.
come back, I will send you that. I will get some film footage about the accommodation.
To show what it looks like. Amazing. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Lovely, lovely to meet you.
You too. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.